Right.
Okay. So I call this meeting of the ad hoc Coherent Governance Policy Manual Committee to order. We stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda. A second?
All those in favor? 3-0. Okay, there's no public comments. Now we have the approval of the February 12th minutes. And, our memory should still be good for this.
I know,
That's all I need
exactly.
to do.
I move that we approve the minutes from the February 12th meeting. Second.
In favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay. Now we get down to
Yeah, let's get to work.
we have our PEs and we have the ORI PEs. Before we start on that, Robin, you have a listing where everything went, right?
I'm working on it and trying to
Okay.
maintain it and, yep. And I'll bring that to you all when we bring the whole book to make sure that we have it all and
Okay, we went through the highlights, so it's,
these.
I think today we just our performance expectations, do a comparison to operational expectations. Let's start on page
38.
38.
No, I have it, I'm just looking for my notes. So are we gonna start with RPE1 and match it to OE,
Yeah, that's from,
OE10, page 50?
And that's what I have, OE 10.6 actually, is that what you? 10, number 6, or did you?
Oh, well, the instructional program's OE10.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead, I was looking at,
Oh,
1.1.
you're looking at 1, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
okay.
That's what I'm looking for, where I look at.
So if we do that OE 1.1, Kathy and I was thinking that it is OE 10 and number 6. Provide equitable and challenging learning experiences, ensure all students have sufficient opportunities. And then number 6 is ensure the instructional program addresses the different learning styles and needs.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
that's it.
So that's already covered.
I mean, do we want to discuss as we go through it if we prefer one over the other? the wording of one over the other.
You might as well.
Yeah, yeah. I actually like theirs better. This one ours doesn't address learning styles at all, challenging and learning experiences. But I'm open, whatever you guys think.
I like their wording.
Tricia, which one do you think's better?
I like the opportunities, the word opportunities in ours, you know, I thought that, and the word challenging, I thought that those two, they kind of gave it a different feel. But then, number 5 includes that as well. If you go above it, it says ensure and sexual, so maybe, you know, both of those together would be the same as 1.1. Would you?
Yeah.
Seems like that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at 1.1, and this might be taking us off the track, so just tell me if it is. I'm wondering, if we gave that to Dr. Rodriguez, how he would say what his reasonable interpretation of it and how it would be measured. I think that's so broad. These are a little bit narrower, and then it would be easy, since they are in 2 versus 1, might be easier for him, but just a thought. So
PE 1.1, you believe is covered under OE 10, 5, and 6.
I'm thinking so.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
What are the parens after our PEs?
I'm sorry?
What are those parens?
The,
DSP 3?
The district's strategic plan and the advanced ed, so those relate to.
So it came down from the strategic plan.
Right.
Right.
And they're supposed to match from the strategic plan and advanced ed accreditation there, so that's two.
And I'm sure both of these would be the same in the advanced, they'll find them in the advanced ed, but the strategic plan is still,
That's the key.
yeah.
Right, so when you look at like the advanced ed, so this is,
That's the strategic plan.
right, this is strategic plan, but these quality indicators, right,
Yes.
these are the advanced ed. So when you look at these quality indicators, like number 3, I'll just turn the page, and what does it say after that?
3.1.
3.1, provide equitable and challenging learning, it's right there.
Right there.
Okay, but then if you go into our strategic plan, okay,
3.1.
there's 3.11, ensure that the curriculum, so I mean, that's
Okay.
what those numbers are.
Okay. I really like the fact that we have those cited,
Yes.
because it shows they came down from the strategic plan. So if we're moving it over, maybe we should take the site with it.
Okay. Now, I have a question. So Mary and them are working on our strategic plan, the current one. So would I still cite this, or will we change the site to the new strategic
Well,
plan?
we'll change it to the new one when that's
She's
available.
presenting that, she's asking for that to be on the agenda for the workshop,
Right.
the strategic
And
plan.
it is on the agenda for the workshop.
Is it-
Okay, great. Then I would put
So,
after this, paren DSP blank,
Yeah,
to
just
show
to
that
make
we
sure
want the
that
site
okay.
for all of these, and we can work them out at the work plan, or at the work session.
And I wouldn't think that that's gonna change tremendously, the strategic plan. Because it really was just kind of a bringing it up to speed, wasn't it, or something?
Was updating it, and it could be, because your plan could change, some.
based on those listening and learning tours.
Yeah,
You
okay,
know?
yeah, all right.
Okay, number 2, the teachers participating in collaborative learning communities to improve instruction, so.
I did not find a correlation in an OE for that. Did you, Kathy?
No, but I can't find my
And now I did this like a week ago or whatever, just the PE one, and you know, I think just even after the last meeting, I've gotten more understanding of the layout of all this, so it could be in here, but I didn't see it as an OE.
No, I do not have that. I did not find that one either.
Should we add it to,
I think PLCs are important. I mean, when didn't we get something at the academic committee that said only 92% of our
Right.
schools are
Yeah.
using them, and I thought everyone was supposed to be using them.
Right, 1.2.
Yeah.
And at this last academic committee, Dr. Campbell said to us,
Yeah.
you know, that they know that there's an area for room for growth. And so this was addressed just at our last academic
was.
committee meeting, right?
So I would be in favor of adding number 2 to the.
Just make
it a
new
10?
number.
Yeah, yeah,
make it 15?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so number 3 is develop and implement a comprehensive assessment system. I'm pretty sure that's in here, but that was further back.
Well, I thought it was maybe 10.4. Effectively measure each student's progress toward achieving or exceeding the standards.
Yeah. Yep. I go with that.
Mhm.
Do we like the wording of the PE better than the OE?
Well, for assessing progress toward meeting expectations for student learning, I like achieving or exceeding standards better than meeting expectations for student learning. That, you know, the student learning, I guess, gives you the leeway of the growth factor, but when we're looking at results, you know, we decided not to look at approaching, right? We don't see approaching as, so, I don't know.
My only thought is, you know, we also at the academic committee just had PE 1.3 presented to us. And some of the metrics that were used for that, it was the MAP and the SC Ready data, but it was also college and career ready data too. And I just didn't know if OE 10.4 is expansive enough, exceeding the standards, unless you assume that graduation standards. And then it would.
Well, those are all part of the results, and they're all standards, right? They really are.
So then,
Well, we could keep 3 or keep 4 and just add assessment for assessing progress toward meeting expectations for student learning or including graduation requirements, and if we wanted to make sure that was specified.
Well, or even we could make it more particular and say, in accordance with the profile of a South Carolina graduate. That's what everything is supposed to lead up to. Is that profile.
Yes, I like that.
So what number is that, number 4?
You don't like having it in there, or you don't?
No, I don't like the South Carolina graduate.
I know,
And I don't like graduation rates either.
yeah.
I don't think that's a measure of anything. But that's the state thing.
And it's
Yeah.
that profile that is,
Yeah, and that's
the be all and end all now.
Yeah.
It is.
So is that OE 10, number 4? Which one?
No, it's OE, oh, therefore. But do we want to replace that with R3? Or do we want to add in accordance with?
Well, he's gonna tell us that, isn't
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, I don't think we're really, in number 3, we're not really developing an assessment system. We're using the state's assessment system, are we not? The map and then the state. If we were developing an assessment system, what I would expect are that we come up with common benchmark assessments in each of our grades, in each of our subjects in the elementary school.
he?
You know, that's what I
Right.
would expect.
But that
But-
debate is when he comes back and says,
Right.
this is how
Right,
I think we
okay.
should measure it.
So, what do you think?
We don't tell him how to measure it.
That's
he
right,
tells
yeah.
us.
Toward achieving or exceeding the state standards. You know what, number 3 is probably better. Our number 3 is probably better. Yeah,
I can go with it.
yeah, let's
I
keep
think
this.
our-
Let's take the 4 out.
Take their 4 out?
Yeah, and replace it with number 3.
Okay. Number 4, I thought was not, same as 11.
Mm-hmm.
So our number 4, ensure regular instructional technology and so on. I thought it was the same as 11, as closely as possible.
Yeah, because this really focuses on technology. And I'm not a big fan of that either. Technology is only a tool, so.
That's right, yep.
uh,
Except with, and comprehensive collection of materials.
Right,
that
the
supports.
materials, I'm good with that.
Mhm.
So wait, oh,
What did you have, Kathy? So it's really like 11, it's 12. So our number 4, our PE 4, I thought was the same as OE 10, 11, but it could also be 13, right?
well, 13 talks about technology, the others don't. 11 doesn't mention technology, instructional materials.
Passes instructional technology and comprehensive, that would be our 4.
I'm just, what are you? On number 11, it says select textbooks and
Right.
instructional materials that advance the achievement. And here we're ensure that all students and staff members have regular and ready access to instructional technology.
And a comprehensive collection of materials,
Materials.
which to
Okay.
me says textbooks and whiteboards and whatever.
What are whiteboards?
The Prometheus, oh.
Sorry, yeah. So when you look at their number 11, which I like because it ties it into the results.
Yeah.
And then evaluate materials and textbooks and maintain, and then monitor and control student access. Kathy, you know the comment you made, how this breaks it out so specific?
Yeah.
you're gonna get back a lot more detail
Right.
and they'll oversight
Yeah.
if they're not so,
Yep, I agree.
Broad.
I agree.
Right, okay. So 11, 12, and 13?
I
Yep.
think so.
Yeah.
Covers it.
And we'll get rid of 4.
Mhm.
I guess just a 5, but which I thought was evaluation. Which one was that?
Number 8?
7? Yeah, number
Number
7 and 8.
Okay.
I thought 7 and 8 covered this, but maybe not.
You know, it's so nice, the wording of the OE is just so simple.
It is.
Gosh.
This year, yeah. You know what, and I think these were probably taken right from the state, a lot of ours may have been taken from these,
Those
yeah,
are-
ensure that all students, yeah. this
Those are
one's
the advanced ed.
advanced ed, so
Right.
they're,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
number-
these still
So we
relate to
think
the
it's covered in
advanced ed.
7 and 8?
Yes.
So 5 is covered under 7 and 8.
And 6 is a whole different OU. Community center. I can't remember which one it is.
I didn't see anything that went just with like
Just for
the
this.
families, and I
Yeah.
kind of liked it. I thought that,
Well, certainly engaging
Engaging
families
families is a good one, yeah.
is,
Really
is
good.
one is needed to work on the achievement gap, that's for sure.
so I would think maybe we keep it.
Yeah,
And it's very precise,
yeah,
and so the reporting out would be how you
Oh,
engage
yeah,
the families,
yeah.
and,
I think that's a good one.
mhm.
So this would be a new number.
You guys agree?
Yeah,
Are we on, what number are we
we're
on?
on number 7 now.
7 and 9.
Is that 10.1?
That's what I would think.
Gather, analyze, and use data and research in making curricular and instructional choices, comprehensive and objective review of best practices
Oh,
research.
yeah, the best practice, I think
Yeah.
best practice covers it.
Okay.
Sufficient resource, human resources.
I didn't see that one anywhere, but
It should go
I think
under
pretty-
HR
yeah.
unless,
you know what? What about OE 411? Assure that the evaluation of all instructional and administrative personnel is designed to improve and support instruction. That's a little different,
it
isn't it?
is a little different.
Yeah.
However, here's number 3, selecting the most highly qualified and best suited candidates for all positions based upon experience, form, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we could add one in there.
Seems like the right spot to put it.
Yeah, right after that, assign sufficient staff to meet the vision and purpose of each school. Rather than vision and purpose, I would kind of like to meet
The needs.
the needs of each school. Because we know, we've talked about that schools have different needs. We've talked about differentiated
Right.
staffing.
We've talked about that a lot.
We have.
I would be all for adding it to something under personnel administration.
Yeah.
And
So adding it to OE4, number 3, and adding the sentence, and then a new sentence, as sufficient staff to meet the needs of each school.
I like that.
Yeah, how about making its own number?
Oh,
Oh,
Because then, so think about this, so one of the things, he says, okay, this is how we choose people based upon their experience. Well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be the same one. If you're thinking of a,
I don't, you know what, I think the more clear we are, as far as this is, I mean, this has been an expectation,
yes,
and I would be okay with adding it as a separate number.
yeah, okay.
What do you guys?
So make it between 4 and 5.
Yeah, and it goes with highly
between 3 and 4,
qualified,
or
'cause
4 and 5?
you can put sufficient number of people in there, and if they're not qualified,
Right.
it doesn't,
Right,
you
Between
don't get
3
the
and 4.
results.
true.
So that, in my mind, they always go together. It's not the numbers, it's quality.
So you wanna add it
I
to
would
number
add
3?
it. Yeah, I
Okay,
would add
all
it.
right.
So 3,
Add it to number 3.
Most highly qualified for all positions,
assign sufficient staff to meet the needs of each school.
yeah,
Right.
and assign.
And select. Because they travel together.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you put and select?
I think isn't that not the beginning of it? So,
Mhm.
so David, so would you be amenable to put in that sentence at the end of number 3?
Sure, you can put it either place.
Okay.
Appropriate the position and assign sufficient staff.
To meet the needs of each school, does that work, David?
That works for me.
Okay.
I couldn't find number 9 anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't see.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah. Would that not actually be covered under what we just said, that assign sufficient staff to meet the needs of the school? Would that include all
I think
the
it
support
would.
services, all, you know,
Yeah.
and not listing out every single one of them?
All the folks we just met with this morning would probably want this as a separate thing.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too, in terms of, you know, how we've had discussion about increasing mental health,
Mhm.
that we have a need for mental health, and on the one hand, you know, the argument is it putting the officers in the elementary schools versus spending more on mental health?
But I would submit that maybe mental health is not guidance. Mental health could
I
be
would
social
agree.
work.
Oh,
It's
okay,
totally
yeah.
different things. And
Right.
if you read the Island packet, when they quoted me, I said, we're setting the school counselors up for failure if we expect them to do mental health issues.
Right,
Yeah.
very few guidance counselors are
That's right.
qualified to do
And
mental health.
remember, the one that was, that
Right.
apparently did do some mental health,
Right,
was not. Yeah.
and she was a former social worker, so she
Right,
could
she
have been
could have
licensed.
been licensed,
You
right.
know, but I think that it's,
Yeah, then I think that's probably covered.
the needs of the schools.
Yeah.
And let The OE, what are we calling that, where Frank is gonna do the metrics for each one? What's that
The
called?
reasonable
Reasonable interpretation.
interpretation.
And it'd be interesting to see
Yeah.
what, yeah,
Right, and then we can help guide him on,
Right.
on that, yeah.
So 9 is covered under what?
3, but, you know, with the addition that you just, that
Yeah.
we're adding,
the new 3.
yeah.
Protect instructional time.
And that one's in here, I believe.
10.9. And 10, when you think about the PE we just did this PE at the academic committee also. And when protecting instructional time, it included the calendar and it included the daily schedule and so on. So that would be
Right.
9 and 10.
And you know, really, when we got our report, they talked more about the calendar and the scheduling than they did this, which as an elementary person, I was thinking about all the interruptions you have during the day and how you
Yeah.
manage those.
So it's nice that this is broken out.
It's nice that it's broken out, yes.
So 10 is covered by
9
and
and
10.
10. Number 11 is kind of covered by their number 5.
Yep, absolutely.
And I thought also their number 2, when it talked about based on standards that meet or exceed.
Seed, yes.
That's
Yeah.
engaging and applying higher order thinking skills if you're exceeding the standards.
Right.
So this is covered by 5.
You thought 5, Kathy, so.
I thought it did because the active engagements of students in the learning process,
Mhm.
that's, you know, provides opportunities to develop their talents and
Yeah.
interests. So I think 5 and 2.
Okay, I'm on the wrong.
Number 11,
I know, but what OE
oh,
are you?
OE 10.
Oh, okay, I'm still under
Oh.
4. That's, so the last number 10, that wasn't OE 4, that was
No.
that was 10.
Yeah, we skipped
sorry,
to
that's okay.
OE4 when we went to that personnel.
So let me go back. So, our number 9 is OE 10, number 3, correct?
No, we
Okay.
said that one is included in OE4. That's the one that's included in the OE4, we thought.
And that was number 3. So that's, our number 9 is OE 4.
Right.
Our number 10 is OE 10, number 9 and 10.
Correct.
Our number 11 is OE 10.
Number 2 and 5,
2
right?
and 5. So. Now that takes care of the instructional program as PEs are right now.
So now we're on budget and financial planning, which is OE 5 and 6. I really liked the 5 and 6, but I wasn't comparing the
Okay. PE2.
I like the opening statement right there. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's more specific than our opening statement. So I have the first one here, OE5, number 1, I have that's RA4.
budget results. Yep, I agree with you. Therefore, our 4 is their 1.
That's what I think.
Yep, almost exactly.
And then their 3 is our A2. Is- I don't know, maybe not.
Each budget category, yes, I agree with you on that
You
one.
agree with me on that one? Okay.
So this is OE5, they're 3, correct?
And to me, that's much simpler, easier to understand
Oh, I
than
think
R2.
I agree, I really like their wording, and the financial part, that's my
I mean-
focus. Our number 3, by the way, I think has already been covered, sufficient staff. We just dealt with that.
We did, you're
Yeah.
right.
So that was a OE4,
Yeah.
Yeah, what is
OE10,
it?
That was OE4,
OE4.
because that's where human resources was.
Right, sufficient staff,
Yeah.
we already dealt with that. And developing the annual budget, I think that's their number 1 too, but. Actually, it's probably 1, 2, and 3.
Well, it doesn't say, does there say anything about a 5-year? Ours says something about 5-year,
Yeah.
multi-year perspective.
Mhm. Yeah, theirs just says future years. Oh, we can certainly make it 5.
Yeah.
They have in their number 5, it says by May 15th.
Mhm.
Each year, do you take that May 15th out and just make it?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
I mean, we already do the December part, supposedly.
I really like number 4, that we would actually get all that. Do we get that now? By site level, school, central office, and multi-school functions?
We do if we ask.
Yeah.
And then,
But it would
and
be-
your quarterly, if you look at your quarterly reports, they're all broken down to
Yeah.
by,
By those major categories? By schools, but I mean, yeah, okay.
So do you want to change their OE5 number 6 to say, focus on fiscal soundness for 5 years, for the next 5 years, something like that? Because, it just says assures fiscal soundness in future years. If we want to put 5 years, that probably would be the place
Yeah,
to put it.
assures fiscal soundness for 5 years.
For the, yeah. No update then.
I don't know, do you think our number 1 would replace that number 6?
I think that number 6 is just a little ambiguous. Assures, so your superintendent shall develop a budget that assures fiscal soundness for 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't-
That's what we want to change, but that sounds like
Yeah,
we're going for half a loaf, but.
right.
But that's what we do, we do a 5-year plan. Or we should be doing a 5-year.
Right, no, I just was wondering, did you just ask, Kathy, the wording of
Yeah.
our number 1 would be
Might-
better for
Would be
that
better
one?
in there. Look at our number 1, the superintendent will develop an annual budget, you can take out for the board, I don't know,
Well, it already has the sentence starter at the top, the superintendent shall develop a budget that.
that reflects a
There.
multi-year perspective, analyzes the current financial of the district, and present a minimum of 5-year financial needs
Sure.
and proposals to
Sure.
address. What do you think about that?
Make that the number 6.
Make that
Make
the
that
number
number
Make that number
6.
6, I could go with that.
Okay,
That sounds good.
got that, Robert?
So
Add number 1 to
OE56
replace.
changes to PE21, right?
Mm-hmm.
P21. B,
Oh,
P2,
PE2A1.
B1. Oh, A1, I'm sorry.
A1.
Right, so PE2, thank you, David,
I'm reading
A1.
ahead.
PE2, A1, you're right.
Okay,
Okay.
I think our B1 looks a lot like their may not number 1. OE5 may not number
Okay.
1. It says, they say don't spend more than you think you're gonna get.
Mhm.
And I think that's the same. It's the same
Okay.
target, I don't know.
Robin, you know what is so helpful when these are, can this type of stuff be bolded? See, they do that in these OEs. They say what the superintendent shall do and what the superintendent may not do.
so you want,
So it's really hard to read it, I think, unless we use A and B.
okay, so you want it bolded and underlined?
Anyway, I think any way to make it,
Mm-hmm. It's another section.
yeah.
Okay,
Right. So our B1 looks like the may not number 1, like, looks like OE5
Mhm.
may not number 1.
so that's, so we're just, we're
It's
not
covered.
keeping our, yeah, okay, cover.
I think.
And their number 2 is our number C1,
Mhm. Fund balance.
fund balance,
Right.
with
So,
the percentage.
yeah, we give a range.
A range, 13 to 15.
We're saying not to exceed
Not-
15, and they're saying not to drop below 15.
Right.
I can't remember the last time we had 15.
So this is
It's been
covered.
a while. But that's our target.
2. So our 1 and 2 is just, is gone, because that's covered under their OE5 too.
Well,
OE5 may not 2.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is there, so, what about 3? B3.
The point, there's a little there is a difference between their fund balance and our fund balance, and the way it's calculated. Theirs says, shouldn't drop below 15% of the prior year's expenditures. We say it should be 13 to 15 of the next fiscal year's.
Oh,
Why don't we just put ours instead? then?
yeah, put ours instead.
Replace their may not 2 with our PE2C1.
If that's the calculation we want, yeah, I guess we,
But that's not a may
Discuss it.
not, that's a will.
right.
So that would have to be added up above.
And we may decide to keep everything in the positive and
Yeah.
not change it and not even have a may not.
I know the may nots are a little bit
They're
confusing to me.
confusing. So, you know, this is all written in the positive.
Right.
This is what you will do.
Right,
So we don't have to keep this same.
Yeah,
right. But I thought the main knots were kind of critical to them.
They are, and it's throughout, you're right, you may not use
Okay.
corporal punishment,
Yeah.
you may
Do
not.
this, you can't do this,
Yeah.
so you give them a range.
Okay,
that's okay.
so you wanna,
So, I don't know.
Okay.
We can reword it probably to may not let the unassigned fund balance be less than,
Yes.
So we have to do,
So we're gonna take our C1 and say, the superintendent, well, it's already the superintendent may not develop a budget that allows
the fund balance to be less
an
than.
unassigned fund balance to be less than 10% of the
you know,
next
blah, blah,
debt.
blah,
Is
blah,
that,
blah.
take care of
Keep
that?
going, yeah,
Yeah,
allows
because
unassigned.
we calculated
yeah.
based on the next year.
So
they
I'm
calculated on
replacing
previous.
their
Their two.
number,
I
their
prefer
number
always
two.
the previous, but
Yeah,
I don't know what bond folks do. I thought they always did it on previous year. Because that's real. Projected is not real.
Mm-hmm.
But we can discuss that when
Okay.
yeah.
we go through it. And I don't know about number two. I don't know where that one came from, I guess. It's important. Because I don't know what most restricted versus less restricted are. I know there's restricted and there's non-restricted.
Right.
That's, you know, I'm not a CPA, so that's all I,
Then I say we just put that whole thing in. If it's in our current PEs, it must mean
it's
something.
in our strategic plan apparently.
Yeah,
So we're adding number two and making it a new number
Mm.
to OE 5 under may not.
If we're gonna make it a may not, we have to change it, spend the least restricted dollars before most restrictive.
Yep, we'd have to switch that.
Or we can just leave it, put it as the superintendent will, as a positive. What do you think?
Positives are nice.
mhm.
Let's make it positive.
Let's make it positive, so
Make
it would be,
10, number
yeah,
10,
number 10.
45. Shall.
It's interesting that strategic plan 2.5,
Uh-huh.
ensure that funds/resources support programs that are state and federally mandated, as well as programs that current research have demonstrated to be effective in fostering student achievement and engagement. So what what that PE number 2 that we're talking about came out of that wording. And advanced ed 4.4, let me see what that.
Well, when I was first reading, I thought it meant like you can only spend Title I money on Title I stuff.
Yeah, well,
Title
yeah.
III money on,
Yeah,
you know, Title III
It's
stuff.
very specific.
Pretty much what the
Advanced ed
feds will
4,
make sure of that.
4.4. That doesn't make any sense to me. Conduct a systematic analysis of instructional and organizational effectiveness and use of results to improve student performance. I don't even know how that
Doesn't
aligns.
seem to be
It
connected.
might have been,
Yeah.
mislabeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my concern would be that if this is so specific and it's in our PEs for a reason, that if we
Mhm.
change it,
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think I know what the target was, but I'm not sure.
so what are
So-
we thinking, that we're moving over in its entirety?
Yeah, move it over in
Let's-
its
let's
entirety
amend it.
as a positive statement.
As a
So
positive.
spend the most we're adding it to OE5, it's becoming a new number, like number 10.
Number 10. Yeah.
Okay.
And then maybe somebody knows why this was put in there.
Okay.
Some financial person put it in there, I think.
Debt management.
I'm not sure how you spend non-spendable money. Oh well, let it go. Debt management.
I didn't see any of this in here. Well, yeah, inform board of all budget assumptions as they occur.
What about, is some of that OE6?
Yes, I think it is.
I think it might be.
Oh, financial administration, there you go.
Mhm.
Financial reports and they got financial condition statements annually. Of course, we don't do that. We do it quarterly. I really like our wording, actually.
You like our wording?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I do. Because it's really focused on the bond rating
Mm-hmm.
and long-term debt versus short-term. All that's good stuff.
Why don't we just take all of ours and is there anything in there that
So like our our number 2, under debt management, does that would that replace like their number 8, OE6-8? Continue to strive for improvements in the district's bond rating. Number 8 says maintain the integrity. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Never mind. I'm sorry. No, that doesn't.
I think maybe what,
It's the
We take
same
all of
target,
this-
but I think our wording is much more specific.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. So take out their number 8. Just add our 1 through 7 there.
Yeah, I would certainly be in favor of that.
Maintain integrity of the fund balance, isn't that what 1 through 7 talks about? Well, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Well,
That's
ours is
specific to
very
the fund
focused
balance, yeah.
on our debt rating and debt management.
Mhm.
And maintaining the integrity of the fund balance
Wasn't that
is the
already
same
addressed?
thing. You know, that's why you do that.
Yeah,
But
right,
this is-
exactly. This is how you do it.
This is pretty specific.
So,
So add in PED 1 through 7.
yeah. And do you want to take out number 8 then?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I-
Replace OE6
yeah.
number 8 with,
Yeah.
see, I was a little confused because I know when we went through this in the work session, we didn't go through the OEs that closely, we went through most of the rest of it. But I was confused on the shall not, number 2, OE6, which says the superintendent shall not indebt the district.
Mhm.
Superintendent does it all the time,
Right. I know.
so I don't get it. I don't get that one.
Yeah, I think we take it out.
Yeah, I do too.
Because it's so ambiguous.
Yeah.
And it's, as far as, well, it's okay to indebt them if it's in your plan to indebt, you
Yeah.
know, but.
So number 1 gives them permission to use the TANs, which is a some people complain about.
The TANs?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Who complains about it? Like Lisa
yeah,
complains about
yeah,
it,
Mike Gleason, yeah.
Right, and the argument is this, and I'll bring it up the next time we talk about the TAN. If we had enough money in the reserves to cover referendum spending until the revenue came in, why are we not, why do we go out for taxing anticipation note? Because we had the money to do it for the referendum.
Yeah.
Why don't we have it for the operating expenses? And the answer is, there's two different time frames and two different sizes. But that is a valid question.
Yeah,
If you had the money over here short term for
Right.
this, why don't you have it for this? We do occasionally reduce our TAN requirement because our fund balance is sufficient.
Is it because when you're talking about referendum, you're talking about capital, because we can't use that for general?
Right.
And the 10 we use for salaries and moving, so those are two different kinds of pots. So that's why we would not be able to use what is on reserve for referendum, because those are building in capital.
But we did.
For salaries, no.
No, we used our general fund reserves, our fund
The
balance,
general up for.
to go to capital. You can
Right.
go that
Yes.
way.
right.
You can't
But
go
you
this way.
can't, you can't come
You
back
can
the
go
other
that
way.
way. So we used
Yeah.
it. So it was a legitimate question, and
Yeah.
it has a legitimate answer, but hopefully timing can be more eloquent than I was.
Okay,
So we're gonna keep number 1?
Under the shall not,
I-
Oh, I think that the
Yeah.
shall not number 1 is a good one.
yeah,
And then are we keeping number 3?
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
And then number 4?
yeah,
Yeah?
I think
Okay.
so.
Cool. So we finished PE2.
okay.
Oh,
No?
what?
We can ask Tanya. I don't think we're under cap.
What do you,
You don't think we
No.
are? You don't
On
think
number
our-
4,
Yeah?
it says insufficient under generally accepted accounting principle, which is called
Oh.
GAAP.
Right.
I don't think we are because we're public. I think there's something else other than that.
Oh.
But Tanya can straighten us out on that one.
that's number
When we
5,
get to the
right,
further.
okay, yeah, I'd already crossed that one out for some reason. I thought you guys maybe had, when your groups, yeah,
we
okay,
crossed out,
5, but
I don't have,
Where's the 5?
it's
We
on,
have 5.
it's on page 33 of 62.
oh,
Oh, that's a number 4.
OE6, number,
Kathy, I don't have- I don't
Under-
have-
oh,
The
I had,
superintendent
I
shall
had
not.
already, it was already deleted out.
oh,
So
sorry.
that's why,
Oh, okay, got it.
yeah.
Because
You all
I'm
learned-
using an old
yes.
copy.
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
wait, what was deleted? What's the wording?
Permit the year-end fund balance to reach a level less than 15% of the prior fiscal year's general fund expenditures.
You all
We
had,
just
delete
did
that.
that.
Wait, yeah,
We just did that.
That's in another one, but it
Right,
was,
right. Okay,
this
I-
was
I-
in,
I
yeah,
got
got
it.
it.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I think we're good. I'm
Just
working
did
from an
that.
old copy that I had made my original notes in. so.
Okay. So we're gonna ask about the gap, is that right, David? Keep it in there,
Right.
but ask about
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it's not capitalized, so maybe it's okay.
Exactly, maybe generally it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Okay, PE4 versus OE7.
So are you finished with PE 3?
PE3, financial administration.
Oh,
Yeah. We have, yeah. I had number 2 is their number 1. Our 2 is settle all debts in a timely manner. I don't know, our
Right.
payroll and
all right,
legitimate.
that's their number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Um,
PE32 is there is OE6 number 1. Okay. Oh,
I had that, their number 3 is our number 5.
R5 better because it says that we follow state procurement,
Okay,
state and district procurement, which is a law, we have to. Whereas theirs is,
okay, so should we take out their number 3 and put in our
I would,
number 5?
I think R5
Okay.
is better because
Yeah,
we are obligated to follow.
yeah,
So R5 replaces that.
they're 3.
I thought we already did this financial records thing, number 4. Maintain accurate records. I thought
Yeah.
we already had that. Maybe not.
Do we have this allocate resources based on a board adopted budget?
Which one are we on now? I'm
Well,
sorry. We're on number 1? Or are we on
PE3 number 1, yeah, I'm asking if we
Okay.
have that somewhere.
Allocate
I thought we
resources
did.
based on a board
Okay.
adopted budget.
I thought we just talked about it.
Is that the same as OE51? Develop a budget
Budget.
that relationship
Results and
results in
expectations.
operational expectations?
I think so.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think that's covered.
The other thing, I want to back us up a minute. Look at the statements, the introduction paragraphs,
Yeah.
and see which one you like the best. Who's gonna go first?
Yeah, I like theirs.
I do too. I like the fact that
Because it
it
says results and.
results and,
Choice.
yeah. This one just says, yeah, consistent with the laws, but, I mean, of course,
Right.
it has to be lawful, but it doesn't say, okay, you can have a budget, doesn't have to have anything to do with what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah, yeah, I like their statement much better.
Tricia?
Yeah, I do, because I
Okay.
mean, this is really
Just
focused on.
results.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
all right.
Okay, we're back to number 1.
Yeah.
The superintendent will allocate resources. Did we decide that
We
that was the
decided-
same as
That was-
Yeah.
35?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And our number 3, using controls, gap controls,
That's the same as
I think we just did that.
receive, process, or disperse funds under control, so.
Yep, yep.
So
We
that's
just did that.
OE,
So it shall not receive.
so that one is OE5.
So PE 3.3, right?
Right.
Is that the same as OE 6.4? Under the shall not. OE 6.4 under the shall not.
Yes.
Yes,
We just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And number 7, I think our number 7 should replace their number 7. I'm ahead.
yeah.
Which one, Marie?
Wait. Where are you, David? I was just going to number 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you're,
Maintain-
okay.
Maintain and complete accurate financial records
We said that was covered, right? I had
covered
it
by.
crossed out.
Where was,
Although,
Here's number 6, OE 66. Keep complete and accurate financial
Right.
records by funds and accounts in accordance with generally recognized principles of governmental.
Mhm.
Is that the same?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it
OE
is.
66.
Okay.
yeah, and
And so
the
number,
Mad Bus and women, that's state law, so. We don't need to repeat that.
Okay, so number 6, ensure an annual external audit.
Yeah, that's.
We have that.
Where is it? Which is right.
6.4, OE 6.4, provide
Yep,
for an
yep,
annual audit
yep.
of all districts' funds and
Yep.
accounts. Do we need to add the word external?
Yeah, do we like ours better than their number 4?
It's a little bit more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
So-
I think ours sounds better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So-
replace,
We replace OE 6 number 4 with PE 3 number 6. And then on number 7, I think our PE 3 number 7 should replace the OE 6 number 7.
I agree.
So,
so RPE replaces their shall number 7?
Yeah,
Yes.
publish a
Okay.
financial condition statement annually. We're gonna
we're
do the
gonna put our
quarterly.
quarterly financial reports in there.
Okay,
That's it, I think. Which is OE 7.
okay.
Their number 1 and our number 1, I think,
Are
are
the
the same.
same. I said that their number 2 is our number 3.
Yep. Almost word for word.
Yeah. Now, they have something in there about the and advise the board of the district's insurance coverages at least annually.
We're supposed to do that too.
That's not in, theirs, so.
The sufficiency thing.
Guys, I'm sorry, I was reading the opening paragraph, those are word for word, aren't they?
Yes,
And then you guys said that our number 1 is the same as their number 1?
yep,
So we use the word reasonable insurance, and they say 80%, there's a lot more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we are mandating, that we have it to 80%? I'm just concerned
Yeah.
about having that specific number.
Yeah.
yeah,
When we just say reasonable, I don't know, what if we don't do 80? I don't know,
yeah, I don't know what the insurance,
so I don't know that we can
I
just.
think 80% is considered the reasonable.
The industry standard?
I think that's the industry standard, but
I'd rather the number than just say reasonable, but
Yeah.
I don't wanna change
Yeah.
it so much that someone says, that's not what we have, and now, do we have
Yeah.
to change it?
well, yeah, I would keep the 80 in there, and if Frank comes back and says that's not a good number,
Okay,
then
yeah, if
Then we
this
just
team come
realized
back
we've
and
had-
says,
Right.
the standard, the industry standard's
Right.
75%
Right.
or
Right.
60%,
We
then we
change it.
would change it.
Okay.
But
Right?
I like the specific number in there too.
I do too, I just didn't
Yeah.
know that, yeah, okay.
So annually review the sufficiency of the district's insurance coverage and make any modifications.
Yeah,
That one's, do you see that?
that one's not in
That
there.
one's not in there.
So that's not covered by 7.3.
Yeah, R4-2, yeah, I don't see that in
I
there.
don't see that in. So shall we add that one?
R4-3,
No, our
R4.
4-2,
R4-2, oh, the annual review?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think it hurts, we should.
yeah.
So this becomes a
So
good
that
number.
becomes number 5.
So, and then our number 3 is
Is
their
their number
number 2 with a little bit different. So, let's see. Protecting board members, staff, and the district in an amount that is reasonable for school districts of comparable size and character.
Right.
And this one says, ours says of comparable size and demography, and advise the board of the district's insurance coverages at least annually. So this one adds the stuff that they're gonna tell us what it is annually.
Like we would know whether that's good or bad. But I agree with you. It's obvious that it's the same wording, and we decided to add a little modifier, so keep it. Let's
Keep ours,
keep ours and
yeah,
Replace
their
their
number
2.
2.
yeah.
And our 4 and their 3 looks like they're from the same place.
Let's see, I should.
Are insured and or bonded, are those the same? Would they be synonymous?
In my mind, that's. Um, 'cause
Yeah, I would use them, I think they're synonyms, but I don't know, should we?
Keep theirs or?
Almost all contracts say bond,
Mhm.
not insured.
Not sure, I kind of like the word bonded. I also like, what I like in ours, that we have district and or school funds. They only have district and school funds, you know what I mean? I like the and or, it's just more, comprehensive.
Well, we want to add an or?
I think so.
And or.
And then,
School.
instead of using, yeah, that's all.
So we're getting rid of our number 3.
And we're using our number 3 in place of their number 2.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, and then number 4 is what is their
Their
number 3.
number 3.
They're number 3.
But we're adding the word or, and
And or.
or. Yeah.
Number 5 is exact,
Uh-huh. Is there 4? Yeah,
is their number 4, yeah?
exactly. And now we went off and added more.
Yeah, 6.
Um,
Now, our number 7
mhm.
is their number 1 under may not. Our number
Yeah,
7 says
yeah.
we're going to ensure proper use and
You're
maintenance.
right, you're right.
And our number 8 is their number 2. It
Is
says
their
we're gonna
number 2,
protect
right.
the board from legal. And I actually probably like those better stated as will instead of will not.
I can go
You want
either way.
them to be moved up to will?
It's up to, what these folks think, but
I like the wording better too, instead of saying recklessly expose. Well, I didn't recklessly expose, did I just expose? I
Yeah.
just think that our
Yeah.
wording is better, and then up under,
Well, yeah. Reckless is an important word when we take them to court.
Mhm.
We say you acted reckless.
Right,
That's a-
but that's such
very
a,
yeah,
important word. It's like in good faith. It's a very
Right.
important phrase.
so you wanna keep
I
it?
don't know.
Mm.
And No, I mean, I would dump it just because I don't care whether you're reckless or stupid.
That's what,
Well,
I mean,
that's
like,
the point.
I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't do it
Yeah.
recklessly, I
I
just.
just
It's
did
just
it,
stupid.
yeah,
Right.
right.
So that's why I was thinking
Right.
our wording might be better, but Kathy, like you said, put it up under
Under
the will
will.
protect instead of,
Mhm.
yeah,
So, and our
Sorry.
number,
So our number 8,
will become a number 5, is that right?
yeah,
On number 5, and we'll take out their number 2 under may not.
Yeah.
okay. Our number 8 is added
and they don't have anything like the number 6.
No, and number 6 is very valuable.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so we'll add a number, our 6 will be their 6. I mean, we'll add.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to. So this comes under may
Yeah.
not or may?
may,
It's a
it
may.
has to ensure that,
yeah,
yeah,
or shall,
yeah.
it's a shall.
Shall,
Yeah, tagging your equipment is pretty important.
Mhm.
Now, on their OE7,
We're doing
the
number
may
7.
not,
Okay, wait a minute,
I'm getting
okay.
confused. Okay, so our number PE for number 6
Mhm.
is gonna become their shall number 6.
yes,
Our PE 8 is going to be their, add to OE, it's gonna be a new number as well.
it's gonna be number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
and we're eliminating
We're eliminating their number
their
2.
may not to.
Their may
yes.
not 2.
Yes.
Right,
And so now on number 7, that was,
Our number 7
7.
is their may not number
Number
1.
one.
okay.
Okay, so our number 7 is their may not number 1.
So that's why this is okay. Okay, got it.
so then they have 3 things that we don't have under the may not, so what do you think about those?
Well, the number 3,
Mm-hmm.
a board or a standing committee, we don't know we're gonna have standing committees, so we gotta change that word.
Okay,
The board will be informed of any investments. You know, take out the standing committees. I'm not sure we do any investments, to be honest. So, the second sentence would then read, the board will be informed of any investments. We take out or a standing committee.
Mhm.
yeah,
You with us, Robert?
Number 3.
Number 3,
Number
where it
3
says
under
may not,
Yep,
the board will be informed
right,
of any investments.
right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, the
Number
super-
5,
let
I'm
me ask
sorry.
you a question, I'm sorry. The
Mhm.
superintendent may not investments that are not secured or that are not authorized by law. The board will be informed of any investments. So he may not do it, but we're gonna be informed that we are doing it?
Well, you can't do it in non-secured,
Right.
Not secured
Or
and that
not
aren't
authorized.
authorized by
Okay,
law.
okay.
but any investment has to be.
All right.
Has to be informed though, it doesn't say it has to be approved by the board.
Will be informed.
It means that he could do it and then,
It's like our ARs.
Yes. Yeah, like our
It's our ARs. ARs.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to approve investments.
okay,
Yeah, that's,
I mean, do we, like you said, you don't think we do
I don't
investments.
think we even do it.
Maybe we should just
ourselves.
take it out.
I,
How about we,
We'd be a really good school district if we had enough money to invest.
Yeah, I know.
that had to be a time to question, right?
We might
Huh?
become a really good school district, we might get really flush with cash.
We get those
Doing investments.
those Yemassee people.
That's gonna
Oh,
be,
yeah.
that's gonna be
We
a,
have,
that's gonna be a long journey.
That is.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
there's gonna be legal battles.
Oh, yeah,
and-
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we
we'll
do.
just keep it that way or
No, I
just,
would leave it.
okay.
And then their number 4 is state law. The superintendent can't do anything with school property, only the board can do that.
Okay. And Tricia, did you have a question about number 5?
You know, I thought number 5, is that not really the same as OE1?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just take this out then.
take that out.
But we're leaving number 4 in, are we, David? Even though it is state law, we're still leaving it in, right?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I don't know if you all are hungry, but they are serving lunch, and if y'all want some, you wanna go?
Do you want to go? You
No,
want-
I'm not.
You sure?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's for
Bacon.
bacon before I
Bacon, bacon, bacon.
Okay, human resources is,
You seen that commercial? So if I eat these, I can't do anymore, right? You know, grease in the lower gets all over, it might not be
yeah.
cheeses, but
No,
the thing
it's-
that
it's not
gets all over.
Oh, Cheetos?
sorry.
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
It's a dust.
Yeah, that's what it is,
They just made up a new word for it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know a really bad joke
So this would be under OE4, correct?
Yes, personnel administration. Thank you, Tricia. Okay, which of the introduction statements do you like the best?
I like theirs better.
Huh?
I like theirs better
You like-
because it's shorter.
Well, theirs has got two words that ours don't, and ours has one word that I think is important to put in. So,
See, I don't think the vision's really
Right?
right,
important because it's the results.
right?
So,
I think what's missing is the word diverse in theirs.
I like that too, Kathy. And
But I like that they have the development of their employees. There's nothing about developing employees in ours. And I like the fact that compensation's mentioned in theirs. Because we've talked, is compensation necessary to keep the best employees? I don't know. So, but so I would keep theirs and add, the superintendent shall assure the recruitment, employment, development, evaluation, and compensation of a diverse workforce.
I like high quality too. A
Okay.
high quality and diverse workforce. It's getting too fluffy.
well, yeah, to me, it's the higher the workforce you need to achieve the results. To achieve the results, it's got to be diverse, it's got to be all those things. But this is an education environment.
So what do you
I get
think?
the fluff part.
Yeah, what do you think if we did it like this? The superintendent shall assure the recruitment, employment, development, evaluation, and compensation of a highly qualified and diverse workforce in a manner necessary to enable the organization to achieve the results.
I think that's nice. I think that's a nice opening to personnel
Should we
administration.
help you?
I really missed
No, that's
that
good.
this morning, didn't I?
That's good. It was a room full of smiles and hugs. I mean, what a better way to start your
It
day.
was really nice.
And
The
all you
room
can
was
think
set
of.
up.
But it was the smiles and the hugs.
Maybe we should start our board meetings.
Well, there was an entrance that I thought we might want to mimic. Was it the elementary? Or the middle school?
It
Counselor
was
she-
Lofton L, wasn't it?
Lofton, which had, they announced her, and she made an entrance through the back door with an entourage with balloons and, you know, they danced it in like Mardi Gras. And I thought,
Elementary.
wouldn't it be great if we went up to the dais like that?
Yeah.
You know, and here it is.
Yeah.
Beaufort County School Board.
Well, they play music, you know, like at a
Where's
wedding
Joanne
now,
would be
when
first.
they introduce everyone and they come dancing in.
Well, she's the first one in, so
Yeah,
that's not gonna work.
I know. Okay.
Maybe for the Christmas. For our December meeting. Maybe we
Yeah.
could do that.
Yeah.
We'll find
Raise the
something.
roof.
Yeah,
Kathy, I thought that was very nice, and that wording to change it to that.
Yep.
okay.
Can you say it again?
That's
Mhm.
You got it,
The
Robin?
superintendent shall assure the recruitment, employment, development, evaluation, and compensation of a highly qualified and diverse workforce in a manner necessary to enable the BCSD to achieve its results policies.
Perfect.
Sounds
That
good.
better?
I got an A today.
Okay. Oh, yeah, what's my grade today?
Okay.
Oh, I'm
I
in
got
an A
an A
today?
today.
You might even get extra credit. for that.
I was down in the C's
Yeah,
last
you
time,
might
so.
get extra credit for that. All
Okay,
right, okey-doke. The superintendent will. You already said that.
Expectations include.
Oh, that's interesting. They changed it to expectations include instead of will.
well, yeah,
Kind of like will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should stay consistent.
Yeah, so we're gonna change that
Take expectations out.
Yeah.
Say
and
will.
use
the
the
superintendent will. And so some of
Is it
this.
will or shall?
Oh,
The
you know,
other
this
ones are
one
shall.
says shall over here.
And ours is will.
Yeah, and there's the thing,
Shall.
shall. And that is a
A
thing
legal
for
thing?
Rachel.
Yes.
Rachel's a
Oh,
big deal.
yeah.
with
It's a will and
the
shall.
Shall.
Shall, okay.
I've changed
She
back
likes
and
shall.
forth a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. Only attorneys say shall.
The superintendent will or shall.
Shall. So all the rest of them say shall.
Okay. Shall.
Okay, so,
Recruit and hire top quality, didn't we just say that?
yeah.
Yeah, but we
that
can
was
say
something.
shall.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Down here, they're number 3. Select, see, we'd have to take out the ing. Select the most highly qualified, best suited candidates for all positions based upon experience. Oh, this is the one we worked on before.
this is one we're
Right.
adding.
And
Formal
assign,
education, credentials, and and assign sufficient staff to meet the needs of each school.
Right.
So,
take out ing and
Yeah.
select the most, okay.
now, the word diverse is missing from that one. Ours has diverse.
Yeah, ours has,
Top
it says it
class.
twice there, recruit
Yeah.
and retain.
Right.
Select the most highly diverse. some of the highly qualified and diverse.
And diverse workforce, I guess, instead of candidates for all positions.
We could put select and retain, and that takes care of our number 5A1 and 5A2. If we use your wording, Kathy, and put recruit and retain, or select and retain.
But that makes it multifaceted then. Were we trying to keep them a little bit simpler in terms of when Frank puts in his plan and how?
So you just want to put ours in there instead?
I would keep retain a highly qualified and diverse workforce. I would add that. Retain. Because we've already talked about our introduction.
Yeah, but he's not going to give any metrics for the introduction.
That's right.
See, for me, recruit and retain always go together.
Okay.
Because if you're retaining, you don't have to do so much recruiting.
That's true.
Unless you have explosive growth. But they always travel together for me.
All right, I can buy that. Tricia?
Okay, so can you summarize what you're thinking, or our PE 5A 1 and 2 would go into OE 4 3? With the additional words you just said, is that what you're suggesting?
The only thing that doesn't have though is the diversification. And as you said, he's not gonna write a PE, or he's not gonna respond to our opening statement. or
No,
diverse.
that's what I mean, but I thought you added some words.
I did.
You took number 3 and you added some words to it.
Select the
So-
most highly qualified and diverse.
Diverse workforce.
Right. So wouldn't that, and David, did you say recruit and retain? So instead of select, so recruit and retain the most highly qualified and diverse workforce.
For all positions
Right.
based upon experience, formal education, credentials, and certifications appropriate for the position, and assign sufficient staff to meet needs of each school.
Okay, so I need to back up. So number 3, before select, we're going to recruit and retain.
Take out the word select.
Select, the most highly qualified.
Recruit and retain the most highly qualified and diverse workforce.
And diverse workforce.
So we're taking it out.
Work-
And best
best
suited
suited
candidates for all positions based upon experience, formal everything else that we said.
Yep,
Okay.
okay.
So
Can I
that is
ask
I
then?
don't see why that isn't highly qualified. The formal education, credentials, and certifications appropriate.
Oh, just even take all that out.
I would think,
Oh.
Recruit and retain the most highly qualified and diverse
Workforce
workforce
for all positions.
Yeah,
Pick-
all
Yeah,
positions.
I don't
And,
think-
Yeah.
I don't think we
and
need all
assign,
this to that.
and assign sufficient staff to the,
Right.
okay.
yeah. Because you're not gonna hire somebody who doesn't have the certification for a specific
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, and they wouldn't be highly qualified.
Right,
They're not certified.
yeah. Okay,
So, taking care of our 1 and 2.
Number 3,
Guys,
isn't that included in?
I think so.
Well,
no,
But
this
this
is
is
training.
development.
No, I
This
don't
is
think that's
development.
included, yeah.
Look at number 12.
Oh, thank you, Robin.
Oh, yeah, number 12, I have A written down.
Yep.
Oh.
So 3 is covered by 12.
And 4, I have is covered by number 14.
Yes,
Right?
yes, absolutely.
You said 4 is covered by 14?
R4.
So R4 is a lot more explicit. It says conduct exit interviews.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of conversation about that. Haven't you in your ops department, your ops committee?
We've had a lot of conversations about
Yeah.
it. And that's why I prefer their wording.
Compile and analyze.
The effective personnel administration practices.
Okay, I see what you're saying,
I
and then
prefer
let,
that because
then he will just
exit, you
determine.
can figure it out, because the way we
Got
do
it.
exit interviews
Okay.
is not effective.
Right.
You have to have an independent third party
Yeah.
and guarantee confidentiality, and
Yep,
Yeah,
you have to have the morale and the,
yeah.
so there's a whole lot of things that go into it. It's not just having an exit interview.
right,
It has to
okay.
be done the right way.
Okay.
And I thought we talked about nepotism back in the GC, but maybe not.
David, we
You know
have
what,
talked
I
about
wrote
this somewhere.
nepotism on top of one of these things, let me see.
GC5 talks about family members. Yeah, GC5 talks about, the board may not cause the employment, appointment, promotion, transfer, advancement of family member to position in the district, not hire any of its members as employees of the district.
Right.
This
But
one
this one covers
talks
the
about
district.
general contractor, people that would be
Right.
contract, that aren't really employees of the
Right.
district.
This is pretty specific based on our experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Right,
So would this number 5, this PE55, do better as a GC? Then, or is this something we expect Frank to report out on? Because that's what these OEs are.
Right.
Compliant or non-compliant.
Exactly.
So,
Well, I think it's the difference of, do we want it reported as it happens? Or do we want to report it quarterly?
right.
I think we want to report it as it happens.
So that's a GC, isn't it?
Right, that's what would make it a GC.
Yeah. That's
So
a
that's the
good,
way it's done now, as Earl knows.
yeah.
When a situation comes up, you can come into executive session
Yeah.
and say, there's a potential conflict, what do you think?
See how it goes? Okay. Then,
So it should be a
I think it
GC.
should be a GC.
5 and 6 then.
As, now, should we go back and see if there's anything that already,
GC.
I mean, we looked at this.
So GC8 is board member conflict of interest. Would it go somewhere in
I
here?
think that's where it
Right.
goes.
So one of the things you all had put in there, because I put it in red, immediate family member, the definition. So,
Right.
Oh, wait a minute, though.
But this
Number
isn't
two.
board
This is
member
not-
conflict.
This is
No,
not.
this is
No,
board
this is,
member.
government.
no,
Yeah.
this
It's
is,
board member.
Yeah.
It's not going.
this is not,
It's not
that's not where
government,
we
it
go.
is
So,
a,
or
it's a
superintendent.
operating
This is an OE.
expectation. It is an OE.
No.
Yeah,
So
okay.
there's no way.
So just put it in as is.
Yeah.
I think.
So,
We're-
is that a new number?
5 and 6 get added to shall.
So, what would it be like number 15 and 16?
Yeah, I'd add it to the end, and then,
Let me ask you guys.
Or do you think it goes to OEA communicating with the board?
I was just gonna ask that.
Oh.
Yeah, David, it might, because this says inform the board, inform the board.
Yep.
And these 5 and 6 say inform the board. And down here, this monitoring method at the very bottom, you might. You know, just word that differently.
But 5 and 6, when you're saying it goes to number 8, protecting we're talking about OE4?
I think it goes to OEA.
yeah, 5 and 6, inform the board when initially recommending individuals.
OE8.
Oh, OE8, that's right.
Yeah.
That's not what that says. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
So as a sentence or a new
in both of those statements,
Yeah.
5 and 6?
5 and 6.
Right.
Go to
Become
OE8.
8.
Number 18 and
18.
and 19, I guess, maybe. Make 5 and 6, 18 and 19.
Okay, so are we ready to go on?
B1?
B1 is there number 7, although you would have to be changed to maintain.
It's the
And I-
OE4, number 7.
What, OE
Yeah.
what?
Right.
OE4?
Yeah,
Number
number
4.
7. And I would take out the word adequate and just put maintain job descriptions for all staff. I mean, adequate seems to imply some wiggle room, I don't know. Or is that up to his
I
interpretation
think it's
then?
the other way around, actually. You could
Really?
maintain a job description, but it
Be,
could
could not
be
be
scrapped.
adequate, adequate subject, well, I guess that's where he interprets what adequate means, right?
And you would change it because you changed my job description.
Right,
So,
And would you do you like the word all staff positions compared to all personnel?
I prefer all personnel.
I do
Yeah.
too. Staff implies just a
Right.
certain group of people.
okay,
So, maintain adequate job descriptions for all personnel.
yeah,
That's-
so we're keeping
that's-
adequate in?
Yeah.
yeah. And we take out the ing because
Right,
we're,
maintain.
maintain.
For all personnel.
Protect confidential information. Their number 8 is our number 5.
Yes.
So we'll leave that there, protect confidential information.
Our number 4 is gonna be an interesting one.
We have to address it.
Yeah,
Yes, we do. Effectively handle grievance concerns.
This isn't board, this is employee.
Right, now we're gonna have to,
So that's
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
OE.
Their number 2, oh no. B4. Well, back in the thing, it says the superintendent may not prevent employees from grieving to the board when internal grievance procedures have been exhausted. That's something different. It's
Mhm.
kind of like the B4 thing, no?
That just came up in operations.
It's gonna be something. Okay, where are we? Are we on B2 or B4? We're on B2,
We're
right?
on B2. Establish a culture of respect. I thought I saw that.
Establishment, not sure how you measure that.
I know.
That's like a kumbaya thing.
Oh, it's kind of, isn't it kind of like 13?
13, yeah, maintain an organizational culture.
That positively impacts professional support and courtesy.
And that takes in number 3 as well. No?
Atmosphere of home, yep, I agree with you.
I like the organizational culture, I like that wording
Yeah.
and stuff, so.
I do too.
So do you think that that covers our 2
2 and
and 3?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we're back to number 4?
Mhm.
Well, they have effectively handling complaints and concerns, number 6. And number 5, administering clear personnel rules and procedures for employees.
Yeah, but
So,
I think, this one, our current number 4 is pretty targeted.
yeah,
There's a reason for that.
so why don't we take out their number 6, effectively handle complaints and concerns, and put it in their number 4? I mean, take out their number 6 and put in our number 4?
And I think they're a little bit different.
You do? Okay.
I think they're both important.
Okay, all right.
To handle complaints and concerns before they reach the grievance
Okay.
level,
Yeah,
or.
gotcha.
And number 4, ours pretty much states where the process is, which is on our website in an administrative rule, but it tells the employee what the rules and how to handle it. So it's basically saying what the steps are and how you go about doing it.
Yep,
Okay, so let's add that in.
Let's add 4.
Publicize.
add 4
Yeah.
to,
So add 4 is gonna be added to number 6, or is it gonna become its own number?
I think it becomes its own number,
I agree.
but maybe we put it up there, so it's
Yeah,
not.
make it number
yeah,
7 and move everything else
else
down.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's out of context with the things at the end.
Well, except for this whole paragraph about grievances.
Right.
I mean, this whole
And that's
paragraph is
that
about
is
grievances.
about grievances.
So it kind of would, and actually, it's almost like if we put our number 4 as number 15, and then we
that's-
could even add
yeah.
this in.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I'm not sure that paragraph's gonna survive.
It might not, right.
Superintendent may not prevent employees from grieving to the board. Oh, no need to go any further than that. You know, hope you brought a lunch, because it's gonna be a long meeting after that sentence. Attorney General opinion. The Supreme Court.
Okay, so where do we wanna put that one then?
We're not making it number 15?
Well, let's make it number 15 and then work on that paragraph.
Gonna have to work on it.
Okay, let's make it number 15.
And we'll-
But I like your point about publicizing it. I mean, that's good,
Right.
you're right. It's,
Yeah.
we're telling the
Available.
superintendent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had that in the ops committee,
Mm.
make it available, make it an online entry, and keep,
Trackable.
keep
It's trackable.
track of all of them and report them to us. Yeah, well, you were there, yeah, so
Yeah, yeah.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think we treat that paragraph the same way we treated 3.5. Highlight it,
Highlight, okay.
Yeah.
because it ain't gonna survive. I know that our current chair would have loved to have had this wording in our policy.
But isn't this addressing employees and not, this is addressing employees and not board?
Oh, this is, it says
So it is,
employees grieving to the board.
right.
But
because
not
right-
about the board.
But it's
Not about
not
the board.
about, not about the
This is
board.
grieving when they're not happy with the
Right.
resolution.
Right.
Right.
Because even in our policies
Yeah,
right
you're
now,
You're right.
employees cannot grieve to the board.
No.
Employees never get the opportunity to grieve to the board. So that was one of the conversations that came. This paragraph came up in operations, was the discussion.
Yeah, that's right.
Because employees do not get, the superintendent is the
The
cutoff,
final,
is
right.
the final.
Right.
And that's what this paragraph, this is not about an employee grieving about a board.
Right.
It's appealing,
Right.
pretty much
Yeah.
appealing to the
Or,
You're right.
Yeah.
the superintendent's
Yeah,
decision.
because that's the problem. Then we get into second guessing and the
right.
superintendent, and that's where we could get into a lot of trouble.
so right now, as it is, employees do not get to grieve to the board.
Right, so if we
The
kept this in.
the superintendent's decision is the final
Right, for an employee.
for an employee.
When grieving about another employee.
Or-
Right.
Or the superintendent.
An employee, yeah, yeah. So,
And that's
Or-
that's the problem with the superintendent being the last stop. Suppose grievances about the superintendent.
right,
Well, I think that's the only grievance.
That could
That could come
to the board. Because the superintendent is the board's employee
Employee,
directly.
right.
So if it's about the superintendent, then it would come to the
Come
board.
to the board. That's
Yes.
in our current, that's clear in our current policy.
It's not worded
That
clear
was
like
rhetorical.
that,
Yeah,
right?
that was rhetorical.
so, maybe this is gonna require a big
Yeah,
discussion.
this is a big deal.
So
So
we'll
I
leave
just
it
take
in.
it out.
we'll highlight it like we did 3.5.
Oh, but I don't know, I think we should leave it in so that if someone like your example.
Can see that this is what it's not new to Beaufort County School District. This is a standard, that's what.
Mhm. And this would basically say that you can keep pushing it up the chain.
Past the superintendent.
But unless in this conversation, right, that we have with the full board,
Right.
we say, okay, the superintendent may not prevent employees from grieving to the board when filing a grievance against the superintendent.
Yeah.
We could always
Right.
put something in there.
Oh, yeah, I didn't read that next sentence, pretty much covers it. Well, I mean, not really.
Not really,
Well,
not
we
what
need
you're
to
saying.
rework the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Yeah, okay.
but that's gonna be a
First, we have
good,
to figure out what our intent is, and then
Right,
reword
right.
it.
so we have to
So I'll put
really.
it in, I'll highlight it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This goes in the 3.5 folder.
Okay.
Okay.
Did we look at B5? Did we find out, protect
I was
confidence?
covered under
Yeah, okay.
4.
Number 8, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So now we're at C,
C,
staff evaluation.
C1 is number 10, is what I put.
For personnel.
I really like their number we decide, I'd wanna keep that number 10.
I'd like to see that it happens. Based on on criteria.
That's his intent.
I know, yeah.
When he agreed with our results, he said,
Mhm.
okay, this now has to
Hey.
fall down.
Number 11
Mhm.
on here also is our C1. It's just a little bit more.
Right.
So keep their wording.
I like their 10 and 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too.
Number 11 takes care of our number 3, recognize excellence and provide
Excellence, yeah.
constructive.
Yep,
Their number 3 says,
excellent performance,
yeah. Improve and support instruction, so that's,
Now, the staff, supporting the staff person of the year and teacher of the year, well, that's pretty specific.
that's like a procedure
Yes,
process.
no.
It's not a,
There's no
Yeah.
measurement to that other than you did it or
yeah,
you didn't do it.
yeah.
Right.
It's only two things.
Whereas that falls into retention of teachers, valuing teachers, I think that would be a metric that he will use as
That's
support.
what I would think,
So
instead
I don't
of,
think we need it in
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think we need it.
So just
Because
take it out
as you said,
altogether.
that's a
a
tactic.
strategy to use
Okay.
to do that, yeah.
So that's gone, period.
And then the superintendent will develop compensation and benefit
Yeah, we already
plans.
covered that.
That's here, number 9.
It's number 9, yeah.
So that's covered.
It's almost verbatim, not quite.
What about, aren't there some in here that
What about number 2?
Number
are not
1,
covered? Yeah, number
conducting
1.
extensive background inquiries and checks prior to hiring any paid personnel.
That's
I
great,
think that's fine.
okay.
I think we're obligated to do that.
Yeah, probably. And then number 2 is conducting reasonable background inquiries and checks prior to utilizing the services of any volunteers.
We have to do that.
We have to do that, but is it reasonable? There's specific things, isn't it? I mean, is reasonable a good word there, or? Is it defined
I
by
think
law
so.
now?
I think so. I don't know if it is or not.
Okay.
I know
it's ours.
defined by your insurance
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
I know that.
Anyway, that word inquires needs to be inquiries. Right,
Conduct
background
reasonable
inquiries,
yes,
conduct reasonable background inquiries, not
Yeah.
inquiries.
yeah, yes,
Inquiries.
conduct, not.
I don't think it's a bad thing
Conduct.
to have in here, and then that'll, yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's good to keep it
I
in,
could live with it.
yeah.
yeah.
What about under RPEC, where it says staff evaluation, what did we do at number 2? Ensures that teachers are evaluated in accordance with the state statutes and.
We thought that was covered with,
Does that go with 1 and 2, was that OE 4.10 and 11?
the only thing that doesn't say is that it has to be, in accordance with state statutes. But do we need to add that in there? I mean,
We've already said lawfully, so. But I don't know. Guess it doesn't hurt.
so you could just add it, assure that the evaluation of all instructional and administrative personnel is compliant with state statutes and designed to. Is that enough?
Which, what round?
So if I say, take number 11, OE4, number 11, assure that the evaluation of all instructional and administrative personnel is compliant with state statutes and designed to, and then improve instruction, measure and document excellent performance, and link student and administrative performance with multiple. Does that take care of that? Okay.
I think so.
So there were a couple others under here that were not, that we didn't talk about. Number 4, OE44, recommending for the board's approval of the employment, transfer, or termination of any principal, executive director, or chief officer according to an established hiring process. It's done now. Yeah, so leave that in there.
That's a good thing.
And administering clear personnel rules and procedures for employees.
And what we have, under our safe school training, every year employees have to go through it, and they have that where we say that, yes, we have looked at the administrative rules, and we sign off the thing saying, yes, that we did do that.
Okay, so that would be a procedure, that would be a thing that could, okay. Just wanted to make sure those were the two things we hadn't talked about.
I'm not sure how we'd measure that recommending for board's approval thing, but it's like a yes, no.
It is a yes, no.
Yeah, I mean, either did it or didn't,
I mean, we
but
don't
I
have
don't think it
that,
hurts anything.
well, we don't have it currently, so we could just delete it, because it's already something that happens, right? We don't have that anywhere in our policies at this time, do we?
Which one?
Number 4, that the,
The board, he recommends for board approval.
You do, that
Or
is your personal
transfer.
ratification report that you get once a month.
oh, I know that we do it, but I mean, we don't have it in our policy. Unless, is it in the superintendent board's, relations? Is it over?
It may be, because, yeah, that report that we
That's not a state
approve
law?
covers everybody,
Yeah.
not just principals, executive directors, and
Right.
chief, covers everybody.
It does.
I thought that that's
Yeah.
required of
Yeah,
us.
it
Yeah,
is.
so then we
Yes.
don't need that.
Oh, we don't
Do we
need
need
that.
that statement there?
So we
don't
need to take,
number 4.
remove 4.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it hasn't appeared anywhere in our current policies at this point, right, that we've read?
No, not
So-
that I can think of.
Yeah. So let's take it out?
If you take it out, does that mean that you don't have to do it?
No,
No, state law.
it's state law,
And we put all their state laws in, we were putting that
Yeah,
handbook.
in the handbook.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, so the question, the answer to that is,
For the board.
Right,
This
yeah,
is
board.
for the-
Yeah.
This is,
so,
Can't we just cover, can't we, to make sure that we're covered and everything is changed, number 4 to, superintendent shall provide a personnel report? Is that, we have to do it monthly, don't we?
Do it
Do it
monthly.
once a
You
month.
do it
we could
monthly.
do that.
We already did.
Again, that's,
That's an operational expectation.
yeah,
Based on law, but it would just be a reminder
Okay.
then.
No harm.
so what do we?
superintendent, well, it already says, the superintendent will or
Shall.
shall provide a monthly personnel ratification report.
Get rid of everything else?
Yeah.
So number 4 says the superintendent shall, and then 4 says provide a personnel ratification report, period,
Monthly.
monthly.
I think the distinction between those two, though, is that one's the administrators, that who's saying that,
Focused, yes.
that it's principals up, the higher up the chain, they have to be approved by the board. That everybody else is just, well, they're put on the, we don't have to, I guess we do
do
approve their
approve them,
hiring,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Hence, they could be considered our employees.
yeah.
if you look at
The waterfall.
OE 8, number 10, provide the board adequate information about all administrative actions and decisions that are delegated to the superintendent but required by law to be approved by the board.
Yeah,
Doesn't that cover it?
that does cover it.
So
Yeah.
we don't need
So we
this
can
one.
get
We
rid
can
of
get rid
that.
of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
when we
never
go back
mind.
Yeah.
So what was
Just
that?
say that
We're-
again.
That was.
Oh, number
OE
4,
Do they
so
have
just
me?
do it.
Yeah,
Neat, never mind. Neat.
okay.
So it is after 1, do you all want to keep going?
I can't go much longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I have to be home by 2.
it's gonna take us forever to figure out the next date to get together. How many more do we have? I mean, that, it's
We have
seriously, it's
PE
going to,
6, PE 7.
we've got 5 more to go.
Well, we made good
We
progress
did,
today.
we really did.
And the only thing about PE 11 is when they developed PE 11, no, we developed as you see with the other PEs, indicators, I guess is the words that I'm looking for.
Oh, the things in parentheses, how
Yes.
it relates to the strategic plan.
Correct.
Okay.
Because there was a new PE that the outgoing board wanted, and so
Okay,
no one, the board didn't discuss measures other than what they wanted it to see in the printout, so that, and then once you, at this last meeting, you all determined you wanted something else added to that column, but that has been the extent of the conversations for the FOIA report.
and we
So
can't
that's
forget,
why this is the
Yeah.
only thing that we have.
yeah, and we can't forget that we have to discuss a grievance about a board member.
Yes,
We've got
we do.
to. And, you know, maybe we could ask Wendy to
That's a legal question.
compile one for us, you know?
That is a legal question. There are folks that believe that I can't be done legally. Of course, they don't have any law training.
But the Attorney General's response that we got said that we could certainly censor.
Oh, censure.
Oh, yeah.
Censor
Right.
board members.
I think we need to have it
Yeah.
spelled out. I think, you know, and it'd be very helpful if Wendy could draft a suggested policy entry and
For grievances,
For board,
for grievances about, am I using the right preposition there, a board member.
Right.
Grievances,
right,
yeah,
we have to have something about it.
we have to,
One
and
way or
then
the other.
what, and that might go under
It is.
governing, that's gonna have to do with
It's a
governing.
legal
Yeah,
decision.
board governance.
Right.
And
Okay.
What we don't wanna do is make the same mistake the county council made.
No.
Oh, this last,
Right.
how to go about,
They had, an employee had a grievance against a council member, and they told the employee, there's nothing we can do, that they are elected. 3 months later, the lawsuit came. Now county council was involved in a lawsuit.
okay.
It's gonna cost them a lot more than $16,000. So, I don't think that's the route we want to take.
No, no.
Well, whatever.
So, next week,
Yes,
I can do Monday. I know Rachel probably can't because the kids are off
Oh,
from
President's
school,
Day.
right?
Right.
I'm here at 4:30 for an agenda setting meeting.
I can do Monday, but you have something.
Oh, you have something to.
at 2.
But it should be done by 2.
So you wanna go from 2:30 to 4:30, or?
Where are you?
At Ace.
How
Okay,
fast do you drive?
You can make it.
Yeah, as long as it's over by 2.
By
I
2.
am one of the judges.
Yeah, okay.
So do you wanna do it from 2:30, or you wanna do it before,
Starts at 10.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
2:30 to
2:30?
4:30.
4:30?
And we're gonna try to finish the,
Yeah.
fees. Okay,
Slug through the.
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is gonna be Monday, at 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2:30.
Now, do we want to try and get another one? That's the problem, on the books this
Well,
week,
Next
that
week,
week? Yeah.
the only other day I would have would be Tuesday.
And
I can't do Tuesday, but perhaps Rachel could. Okay.
It's the only day I can do it. I mean, y'all could go on without me on Wednesday, but then Thursday's the civility workshop. I have to go to that.
Yeah.
Yes, we could do that.
And then the convention.
Yeah.
And I don't think, I even thought about, well, maybe we could get together at the convention, but
I'm gonna be
Must
there.
Oh, you're not going?
But maybe Rachel- I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Rachel's gonna be there
I'm gonna
Friday,
be there
she's not gonna be
Friday.
there Saturday.
So maybe you guys could do it
Maybe we
Friday?
could do it Friday.
Yeah, I'm in Friday.
Okay.
Or I don't know if Rachel can.
Well, we
I
check
can
with
do
her.
Tuesday. I know you can't.
I can't,
But
but
if
you can do
Rachel
Tuesday,
can.
yeah.
Right. So those are the two.
And then I'm
things here.
leaving Friday for
done
Idaho
Friday.
and won't be back until Wednesday.
Yeah, and I don't get back until Wednesday. I leave Sunday for Florida and come back Wednesday.
I'm gone Friday and back on Thursday
Okay,
night.
so it sounds like
That
we're
makes
gonna, got two things to find out, whether Rachel can do it on Tuesday,
Whether it's, what's better for her, yeah.
Tuesday or Friday. Because either one of those days, there's gonna be 3 people there,
Right.
right?
But Friday would have to be at the
At the
convention.
convention.
I know, so,
I'm not-
Where are you
No,
gonna
but
be?
it
I
seems
don't know if
like-
you're gonna have, if you're going to the workshop and stuff, then are
That we
you,
would have time.
right, so are you gonna either do it at lunchtime, or are you gonna do it
Yeah,
before or
yeah.
after? So I
Yeah.
don't think you would have time on Friday.
Okay, all right. Well,
So, okay, that's it then. It's-
So we have Tuesday, Monday for sure,
yeah,
at 2:30, and then Tuesday, so if we do it on the 18th, what time are we proposing to find out who's available?
Well, we got the board meeting here at 5,
Correct?
3 to 5. If that's possible.
yeah. I might be able to get here by 3:30, and I'll depends how quickly I win on Tuesday.
yeah.
So-
Then just make it happen.
I know, I tried really hard the last time and I had to go into a tiebreaker.
So we have Monday from 2:30 to 4:30, and then we're gonna schedule Tuesday from 3 to 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. All right.
And you're gonna find out if Rachel can make Monday.
I'm gonna-
Rachel
I'm
can't.
gonna- I'm gonna
No, she's gonna
propose-
find out, yeah.
I'm gonna propose her for the 18th.
Yeah,
Got
3 to
it.
5.
And
3
if
to
she
5.
can't make it, then we'll,
So we still have 3 people on Tuesday from 3 to 5.
Well,
Well-
no, not till 3:30.
Not till 3:30, I think would be the
3:30.
earliest.
So I'm gonna make it 3:30 to
Okay.
5.
Okay.
And then I'll just give her these 2 times.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yep.
So on Monday, if we finish all the PEs, then
then we know.
on
Dave,
Tuesday,
He's really, he was touched by this morning.
I really was.
I know you, no, I know you were. I know you were.
I want to
Even
be
though
able
you're
to give
joking,
you
I
all
know you
the
were.
things that we've put in there so that you can then just take it with you and make whatever revisions and say, yes, you left this out, no, you didn't, or this should be moved here. So then I'll give that to you all on Tuesday, because we should be finished with the PEs on Monday, correct? So those will finish the
So,
OEs.
so.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If we finish the OEs, then we would be able to have the whole thing done for you to
For a
review,
review.
for you
Right.
to review.
Yeah, and if we don't, we don't.
And then if you review it, then I can make whatever corrections and changes on Friday so that we can have it to present to the board on Saturday,
Okay.
if that makes sense for timeline.
Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense to me.
Okay. We,
Okay.
All right.
Motion to adjourn?
I second.
Unanimous.